What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bang Zone. We are here for episode 2, and today we're going to be talking about The Last of Us Part 2. I'm your host, Robert, and I am here with my cousin, Jacob. Introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
All right, and I'm here with my brother, Aaron.
What's up? Aaron here.
And with my other brother, Austin.
What's crapping, fellas?
All right, so as you all know, there is a media event for The Last of Us Part 2 coming up September 24th. Pretty exciting, and I think I also read that there's going to be another one of those state of plays on the same day. So I'm thinking that's going to be like a two of the same thing. But yeah, so basically, how excited are you guys to hear about The Last of Us?
Feeling pretty good about it. I'm gonna go ahead and just the state of case. Spoiler alert, because we'll probably talk about a bunch of stuff that happened in the first one. So if you haven't played the first one, turn it off. Turn this off now, or continue listening. Just letting you know now. Spoiler warning. Spoiler alert.
For
But
sure.
I will say though, being one of the people who played Last of Us a lot on multiplayer and didn't play the storyline until I think maybe a couple months ago because I didn't really want to play it because it wasn't my type of game. Regretted it because it was a great game. And I think I beat it within like 2 days of just like sit downs. But overall it was good. And now that the second one had a trailer drop quite some time ago, feeling pretty hype. Feeling pretty good for these solo player games.
All right. Anybody else want to share their opinions on it? Jake, Austin?
So do you guys know? Okay,
dude,
go ahead.
You know me, dude. I'm super excited about it. As you know, I'm highly addicted to the multiplayer of Last of Us. That's all I fucking play. So,
For sure.
and I'm just ready to see what they're gonna do for the multiplayer factions for the second one, man. Because I just don't want them to ruin it, man. I'm just afraid it's not gonna be as good.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
definitely
mean?
it's definitely gonna be a mystery because Naughty Dog and them haven't even like acknowledged a multiplayer yet for this game, and I'm wondering if they're just keeping it under wraps and like gonna drop a fucking bomb on us. It might be. I mean, because the multiplayer for the first Last of Us wasn't even known, and it was very like underrated, and I don't know. I don't want to say it was like cheap, but it just wasn't like up to par with most multiplayer games, and I feel like Naughty Dog can do a lot with this new multiplayer
Right.
since it's been so long. But yeah, you were gonna say something, Austin? I don't want to cut you
Yeah,
off.
so do you guys know what the original release date for The Last of Us was? Without like looking
The
it up?
original release date?
Like
yeah,
2012
yeah.
PS3. It's like 2012 or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it came out
It was June
originally
of
on.
2013. On PS3,
Yeah.
it was June of 2013.
Okay.
So this is 6 years in the making of a game.
Yeah.
That's just about as much time as they put in the new God of War that came out, and that game got Game of the Year. So if
Yeah.
Naughty Dog can't produce a
Yeah.
Game of the Year game with 6 years in the making, I'm gonna be highly upset. But the Last of Us 3 for the PlayStation 3 version, so before it
Last
even
of Us
had
3.
factions, oh sorry, Last of Us 1. So when Last of Us 1 for the PS3 was made for the PS3 and
Correct.
exclusive, and didn't have factions multiplayer and nothing like that. It was rated at 10 out of 10 for IGN and 10 out of 10 on Eurogame.
Well,
So without even having factions multiplayer, being on PS3
Well,
without
it
the
had-
greatest
it had-
graphics at the time,
had
or anything
factions.
like that.
Yeah.
No, faction multiplayer did not come out until it was remastered.
but it was on
Really?
PS3.
Yeah, it's on PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
There's a-
remastered version had faction multiplayer. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure the original did not have factions multiplayer.
It did.
It did, bro.
I don't think so. You do
It
the
did.
research.
The servers for
think
The
so.
Last of
What's
Us
the point?
on PS3
Okay.
just recently got shut down.
Yeah, they just got shut down in like January this year.
No, it was like last month.
They said we'll shut down in January 2019. Once that date and time arrives, PS3 owners will be aforementioned. Games will no longer be accessed to online multiplayer through Naughty Dog
Yeah.
and PS3.
Because Naughty Dog shut down the online servers for all the Uncharted and The Last of Us for
So
on,
it's done
on
for PS3 now.
Yeah, you cannot
Okay.
play online on PS3 now, but you could.
Okay, so another thing.
So
they
Austin's wrong.
obviously
He doesn't know
released-
shit.
Okay, dude, I'm gonna drop out now. All right. Aaron's playing Resident Evil 2, so
Don't do
No,
that.
no. I'm just at the main menu.
Alright. So, another thing. So they released The Last of Us for PlayStation 3 literally months before the PlayStation 4 dropped and it got remastered and put on that. I think they're going to do the same thing this year because there's rumors and stuff about a new PlayStation coming out. I think they're going to PlayStation's going to say something about a new PlayStation as well as give us information on The Last of Us. Because I think what they're going to do again is release the game for PlayStation 4 and then remaster it again for the newest PlayStation.
Right.
Don't test Jake. Jake's gonna be buying a PS5 and the new Last of Us. Buying all of
Fuck
them.
yeah.
Buy it for both systems. I'll buy it twice.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I'll get you guys one if you ain't got one, dude.
Alright, sweet, cool. Sweet.
I'm buying everybody to Last of Us Part 2, and we're all gonna play it.
So what?
So
I
like
know,
you
'cause
said,
I know for sure.
go ahead.
Okay, so I know the graphics resolution for the first The Last of Us was not 1080. I do know that for a fact. was not
It
1080
was
for PlayStation.
upscaled.
Yeah, it was upscaled to 1080 for the PlayStation. I don't know if you can even get 60 frames in The Last of Us
Yeah.
on PS4.
On
Okay,
Pro,
you can.
I'm pretty sure. That
So
or it's like
it was
40
locked
to
out
50.
at 30 frames. It was at 30 frames for the PS3. I know that.
Yeah.
So, man, if they do make The Last of Us 2 for the PlayStation 4, it's obviously going to be fantastic. But if they do make it for the newest PlayStation that comes out, there's no way this game's going to let us down. There's no way.
Yeah. So what
I don't
you
care
said,
what they put in it. It's going to be
did
fantastic.
they say rather it was going to be for PS5 or PS4? Or did they say PS4 that it's coming out for PS4?
It's for sure coming out for the PlayStation 4. But what I'm thinking is they're going to remaster it for the newest PlayStation like they did with
Remastered.
Yeah.
Remaster the remaster.
So like you said, talking about how this is about as much time they've been developing this game as God of War took, and they got Game of the Year, and you were saying that. I want to jump off that and say, do you guys think if The Last of Us Part 2 comes out next year in 2020, will it be able to compete with all the other games coming out? And do you think it'll win Game of the
See,
Year?
that's what sucks about like games coming out beginning of the year. No, because if you
definitely.
release a
I
game at the
think so,
beginning of the
because-
year,
One at
It's
a
Last
time.
of Us, bro.
One at a time.
so
Yeah.
you're releasing this game at the beginning of the year. It has all year to compete with every other game. So I think one benefit that God of War had was its only competitor at the time was Red Dead Redemption 2 because they released around the same time.
too, right?
I think God of War really.
No,
I mean,
Horizon Zero
I didn't
Dawn
play
came
Horizon
out the year before.
Before, okay.
Yeah. But it got remastered, I think, too, didn't it? Or it Game of the Year edition and it had like
Yeah.
the DLC.
It
And shit.
had a complete edition.
Yeah.
Cost me
Yeah.
like 15
So-
bucks at GameStop. I don't know
So
why,
I
but
think
it
it's
did.
gonna fucking suck because The Last of Us Part 2 is gonna have to release, probably potentially beginning or midway through the year, and it's gonna have to compete with every other game that's gonna be released after that. So that's gonna be Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That's gonna be Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Yeah,
that's
that'll
gonna be
suck.
Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Switch and stuff like that. So like, there's a lot of games that are coming out this year. Or never mind. What am I doing? I'm talking
Next
about
year?
this year's games. I'm sorry. We're talking about next year. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Let's jump to
2020.
That year.
2020.
So, 2020. So still, I mean, in the end,
2020.
yeah. So I don't know. It's gonna have to compete with a lot of games, and I it kind of sucks because I want it to be Game of the Year, and I know it's gonna put out Game of the Year quality content, but it's gonna have to compete with a lot of games. And
Maybe it's going to be such a hot game, and it's so good that it leaves a mark.
nut.
Kind of like almost how the first one did, just starting off the game hot as fuck. Pardon my language, but it's just like if this game can do, 6 years worth of damage to somebody's soul at IGN, it could win Game of the Year, no problem.
So what you're
That
saying
would-
is, go ahead, Jake.
Did Last of Us 1, did it get Game of the Year? Because I know it
Yes.
got 200, over 200 game awards, so...
I'm pretty
figured-
sure.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember it was on the case when you bought it. It was like, hey,
Yeah.
buy this game because it won a lot of awards. Please buy me. Please play me.
Right.
it's good, man.
I'm pretty sure
I
it
don't
won
know,
Game of the Year for 2012.
I just hope the second one does just as good as that.
Game of the decade, got it. Voting on it right now. Putting it down.
I don't know.
Game of the
Game of the
decade.
fucking century, bro. Game of the next 100 years.
Game for life.
I don't know. If we're wrong, if we have any information wrong, just fucking comment down below and like correct us, because like
Tell
tell
shut
us-
the
we don't know everything.
Well, I will say that something I do want to talk about is the game in itself. Like, I don't really want to talk about how, what are our speculations on if it will win Game of the Year. I want to talk about what we think is going to be in the game, in the actual game.
Yeah. So my first question would be, do you think that we will even be able to play as Joel at all?
Hey, I just want to throw in here before we start this conversation. For 2013, Last of Us did win Game of the Year.
Okay.
Confirmed.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. All right, and just a side note, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain got Game of the Year for 2015, which is bullshit because that game sucked. But whatever.
Damn. Okay. Throwing shade.
So I don't think we're going to be able to play as Joel, and I think that's going to break a lot of hearts for people who play the game, including, I'm sure, all of us, because we invested so much time into Joel in the first one, like 13 hours of gameplay put into that, and we just played as Joel. We did play as Ellie for a little bit, but we just played as Joel so much, and we kept him alive for so long. I don't think they're going to give us a lot of gameplay with Joel if we even
I'm going to
get
disagree with
it,
Austin. I agree and disagree. I agree that Austin says we won't get to play as Joel, but I do think we'll get to play as Joel in the terms of it won't be a lot of gameplay with Joel. Because you have to think,
Right.
Ellie's grown up. So you're going to want to play as someone who's, she didn't really want to play as Ellie a lot in the first one because she was younger and all she had was like 2 weapons. And Joel had all the shit. But now Joel is like 150 years old. And Ellie is now the person that's that age that is the badass, you know what I mean? Even though she was kind of badass. I think that it'll be mostly Ellie and maybe kind of what Ellie was in the first one. Maybe there's a secondary character we don't know about. And then, like, maybe towards the end, like kind of like how it was with Ellie, we'll switch to Joel. And then there'll be kind of like a storyline thing where Joel,
You think? Ooh, you'll think they'll flop the roles? You know how like when Joel got hurt, you played as Ellie for like an hour. You think we'll get that kind of gameplay with Joel?
That's what I think. It won't be a ton, but it'll still be there.
Yeah, that'd be
Probably
cool.
something like
Yeah,
that.
because it is confirmed that Ellie is now the main character in this one.
Yeah, all the gameplay we have seen, any trailers we have seen, has been based on Ellie, Ellie, Ellie. They're giving us Ellie, Ellie, Ellie. So I think maybe Naughty Dog is giving us like a mindfuckaroo here, and is telling us like, hey, we're gonna give you Ellie, Ellie, Ellie. That way, when you do get the chance to get Joel and play as Joel, it's gonna blow your fucking mind.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go off what Austin just said with the whole mindfuckaroo thing and with the trailers. The first trailer I remember seeing, it almost kind of gave off a prequel vibe because it was a bunch of people you didn't know, and that girl was like getting hung or whatever, and that homegirl saves her.
That was the second trailer, but yeah, I get what you're
Okay, sorry. The first one I had seen, second one that came out.
Yeah.
Whereas that whole thing, that kind of gave off the vibe of a prequel to what I thought personally would be Ellie's mom.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people assume.
Because they call them demons at first. They don't call them, clickers and all that shit. They say the demons are coming, and you hear the screams and shit. So I'm thinking that's like when it first started, and it's like all this shit's going down. So that's what I want to say about the trailer. That's something I got from the trailer itself.
I hate to keep jumping off Aaron and not letting anybody else talk, but what I'm thinking is, you know how we got the Left Behind the DLC, and that was prequel to the first one? I think we'll get this game in the DLC for even more prequel stuff. I think. Or like, there's no way they're not going to give us just everything. They're going to give us everything. They're 6 years, they're going to give us what we want. They're going to give us this hot nut, all right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the game's going to be fantastic. There's just no way it's not.
Yeah. Jake, do you think we'll play as Joel in this one, or what?
Yeah, I think it's definitely possibility, because I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope there's a little bit of gameplay in there at least.
That's like,
in there in a minute.
Yeah, because like Aaron was saying, like in the trailer, like we haven't even actually seen Joel, like face, you know what I mean? Like we've only seen like the backside of him in a shadow
back
form.
of his fucking head and shit.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of alluring. Like you don't really know the state of Joel. Really.
What's wrong with his face, dude? What if he got slashed up, dude?
Here's my thing. I think, and I think this was actually one of the rumors that I read about, and I kind of am worried that this is the thing. And the concept is that Joel's dead, and he didn't look mad old from the back because he is supposed to be like a fucking 100. So I do think that Ellie is seeing him. Like,
his soul.
So like maybe her, like, yeah, she's immune to the infection, but maybe it's still fucking with her a little bit, and like she's seeing him or something like that.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of theories on that. That could be the case, but I do know that Troy Baker is actually playing as Joel in the game, so like that doesn't necessarily mean he's confirmed to be alive or not. Like you said, they could almost do the same thing that they did in Arkham Knight, where Batman hallucinates seeing the Joker and shit, and he's actually dead. But They could do
That'd be
something
a
like
cool
that.
theory.
I just don't know. I mean, because like I said, like Arkham Knight did that, and I don't know if like Naughty Dog would like kind of like in a way copy
Play off
that.
it as well.
Like I don't know, because Naughty Dog is very good with coming up original concepts and stuff like that. So I don't know. They could. I just don't know if they'd be into like the whole paranormal type shit or hallucinating thing. But it's a
I don't know, they probably
possibility.
do
I
it.
mean, we don't know. So that's
Right.
There's so little we do actually know. It's like almost hard not to
Right.
fucking make assumptions.
and
And like
to,
one thing that kills me. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I'm gonna go with something else.
Okay, so this is kind of like a little mini sidebar. So for those of you who don't know, I work at GameStop, and you know, like I learn about a lot of the stuff, and like some of the stuff I can't.
We got a
talk
guy
about.
on the
But
inside.
this is the one game I literally have not got. I've talked to PlayStation reps. I've got nothing out of them. My boss actually is in the room with me. Technically, that's an HR problem because we're hanging out, but whatever. So
Uh-oh.
he actually went to a GameStop conference in
Yep.
fuck, where was it at? They went to it's in Nashville, and he actually told me that he saw more gameplay that hasn't been seen.
Yep.
And he will not.
And
I
this
can't get it
motherfucker
out
ain't
of him.
telling you shit.
I can't get it
Beat
out
his
of him,
ass!
man.
Sorry.
He's
So,
probably
my
signed
job-
it away.
My job for us now, yeah,
probably.
dude. Like you can lose your job
Dude,
for that kind of stuff.
Just take a gun to his head, bro, and like hold him hostage until he spills it out, bro.
Fuck, dude. No, but like, so my goal now is just fucking.
Is
I'm
Joel
gonna
alive?
become-
Answer it!
Here's say one
A
more
question
time.
you
I get out
maybe
of
could
me.
try and ask him is don't
Get him
ask
drunk.
him like direct questions. Yeah, get him drunk. Don't ask him a direct question. Ask him if the gameplay he saw was multiplayer or storyline based.
Is
Ask him
Joel
something like
not dead?
that.
Dude,
not
did I tell you
Is
that
Ellie lesbian?
fucking my
Let's
boss?
get that.
She is
We know
lesbian.
that for sure, yeah.
She's at least bi. She's the minimum
least.
bisexual. So he showed me this poster he's got, and it's a picture of Ellie holding a gun, and it's like The Last of Us 2, and it's signed real big by Troy Baker.
Fucking fire.
Fire,
Yeah,
man.
dude. And he met him. He met Troy
Yeah.
Baker. Like,
Because they had a
Wow, what a
GameStop
jealous
showing.
fuck I am.
Jealous, bro.
yeah, it was in Nashville, dude. So my goal now is just work my way up here at GameStop, become a fucking store leader. That way, when shit like this has fucking
Also
I get
tells
answers,
everything.
I will fucking spill the beans. I will spill the tea. I will
Get
spill
fired
the
the
milk.
next day. You haven't even posted the video yet. You're fired.
Get fired, get sued, and everything, bro. Fucking.
Yeah.
Oh man. So we do know that Ellie is hashtag lesbian, hashtag bisexual, whatever.
She was kissing a
whatever
mixed
she is.
woman at a ball
Yes.
party thing.
Yes,
So, yeah, there's
she
like a
is
party thing.
lesbian.
Guys, think,
Hashtag confirmed. Ellie is bi.
I hope Bill's in it because I kind of liked him. Because I mean, he
Oh, yeah,
was,
is that the dude who had the traps and shit in that city?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a cool character to see back.
Was your
Because
uncle-
you know he
what was the
wasn't
uncle's
dying
name?
anytime soon.
Uncle Tommy or
What?
some shit like that.
Uncle Tommy, yeah.
Was he still alive at the end of the
That's-
first one? He was, wasn't he?
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's who you go back
Joel's
to at
little
the
brother,
end.
right?
Yeah. Ooh. Talking about, I know this is a big jump, and this is probably a topic you want to talk about later, but talking about the end of the game, where, also like I said, spoiler alert, when Troy, or not Troy, sorry, I'm thinking of his real life
Tommy?
name, Joel,
Oh, Joel,
no,
yeah.
no, it's like a Troy Baker. Joel, kills everybody and takes Ellie away, and she tells him, she looks at him, she's like, you weren't lying to me, were you? Like, you wouldn't lie to me? Like, because Joel tells her, they found a cure already, they don't need your brain, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that she'll find out during this game that he lied
Probably
to
why
her?
she gets mad.
Yeah.
She probably gets mad at him.
I definitely
But she
think so.
shoots-
And that's why he's
He
dead.
shoots a homegirl that's like, oh, no, don't do this. And then like, no, you'll just follow us, and shoots her. So there is no like way it could travel back to him, I think. Unless there's someone else. But,
I
do
mean,
you think she'll find out during this game?
he probably will like live with some regret and probably end up facing the truth and end up probably telling her, or she probably finds out some way, and
Right.
she probably goes on this like path of revenge or like something, and I don't know. Maybe Joel and Ellie might have a hateful relationship. I don't know.
Wasn't it a rumor that there was gonna be like how Ellie was like the good guy and you guys were the good guys? Didn't they say in this one you're supposed to be like more of a bad guy, like you guys were? Or something
Well,
like that?
I mean, in the
But
world
Ellie-
of The Last of Us, there is no good and bad.
what is good?
Yeah.
What is
Right.
bad?
It's just
Silver
you
lining.
survive. And what Neil Druckmann said and came out and said that The Last of Us Part 2 is a story of like, I don't know how, like what word he said. It's like a story of like revenge or something like that. And
At this point, yeah.
yeah, it's where like Ellie's just like losing her shit and like how she says she's gonna kill every last one of them. I don't know if
Oh,
she's
yeah,
talking
there's
about
gonna
the
be some badass
Fireflies. I
shit.
don't know if she's talking about certain people.
Right.
I don't know.
So it is confirmed that the AI has been improved, so it's going to allow enemies to communicate with each other to look for Ellie when she's hiding.
Yeah.
So it won't
I mean,
be
you
easy
get
to
that in
get
that
away and
trailer,
shit
the
like that.
gameplay trailer. You
Yeah, they're
definitely see
hunting
that.
for you. They're really trying to get your ass.
Yeah. So.
And it says that Ellie will have some moves similar to Joel, so I'm guessing we're gonna get that fist fight action. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
2x4s to that dome. You know?
I noticed that dodge mechanic and how she was like swinging the machete or something like that. I wonder how her actual hand-to-hand combat will work out compared to Joel.
I think she might be like a little quicker and like maybe less, like she does less power, but probably like faster or something. Or
Yeah,
maybe
have
a
some
little
fucking
agile, more agile.
badass combos.
Two-piece, him in a three-piece combo.
Hey, when you went to that GameStop conference and you saw anything about The Last of Us,
Blurt
did
out
you
that
see
name.
anything that was new?
What? Who is Bob? Yeah, ask Bob that question. Trace it back to him.
So
Alright.
nothing you could tell me, right?
So yeah, I
Tell
mean,
him he's a fucking goddamn liar.
They share
So-
any like multiplayer stuff or anything like that? Story-based stuff?
Is he just saying don't know?
we're trying to get inside intel for the viewers
Oh, okay.
listening.
So, a thing, going back to what you guys were saying, how we don't get to see Joel a lot, I had a couple crazy predictions, and one of mine was, I think the reason it doesn't show Joel's face, and the reason why
Dang.
she's playing the
That sounds pretty
guitar
cool.
in such like
Alright,
a
don't give
slow,
me no more.
kind of like a slow tune, is playing like that song, and then like you
Yeah.
like see Joel come up, and
Do
you
what?
see like his waist down, and
Sounds
it's
like
kind of
a
like
fucking-
like he says, "Let's go, kiddo." I personally think Joel's infected at that point, and I think that she's sad because she might have to like put him down.
Mm.
That's my crazy ass prediction for
That
the
could
game
be.
from that
I
one
can't
part
wait
in
for
the
the
trailer.
24th.
Is they weren't going to show his face because at that point he's probably like getting sick or like he's infected or he's slowly starting to change or
Pus
something
on
like
his
that.
face. He has a clicker face. Joel does.
Yeah, because
Hell
he,
no.
walks- 'cause he walks in the
Full-blown
room,
face.
he's like, "How you doing, kiddo?" or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that could be.
So
I mean, pretty fucked up,
So
but
Shannon
I
it, you
think
know,
was
I think
Shannon
I think
was-
it's gonna be some crazy shit, kind of like how the first one started off hot.
Jump.
Tears are rolling. I think that this one will have to do something very similar, or it's not gonna like live up to that. Like imagine if someone plays Last of Us 2, but they didn't play the first one. Like someone who.
yeah,
just
you definitely
does shit.
have to play the first one to get this one. That's why it's called Part 2.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying they would, if they were smart, they would make a game to where if you didn't play the first one, it would still make sense.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe not the
Yeah.
best of sense, but yeah.
So what were you gonna say, Austin? You have intel for us?
So I was just saying that he got like an 8-minute like brief like scene just kind of through the story mode. No multiplayer confirmation, nothing like that. That's what you're wanting. So
I just want anything.
he's just saying it was just something like a level, and he's just said that Ellie was trapped by some people, and she got so trapped that she was in like this containment center with clickers in it, and that she actually released and alerted these clickers, and she somehow blends in with them, and like as like
Really?
she's like walking with the clickers, she's like murking people and stabbing them and killing people. So
Huh.
damn.
Maybe it's gotten so because they
Yeah.
talk about how it's so grown, it's lapped over her brain. That's why they needed to kill her in the first one. That's gotten to the point to where the clickers can't even recognize that she's human at that point.
So he was just saying that he's kind of giving me more of like the story, so it wasn't so vague. That it was Ellie was actually, let's picture Ellie in the middle, and she's a sandwich. Okay, she's got clickers on her right, and she's got hunters on her left, and she's sandwiched between them. And I guess he was saying that she makes so much like ruckus and noise to pull the clickers into that room with her, and like they start to attack the hunters, stuff like that. And I guess in the midst of like the clickers fucking them up, she's like running around with them and like fucking people up too. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So she's basically learned to like
She's
use
smart
the
as fuck, dude.
infected like to her advantage.
yeah, that's what it sounds like. So
Right.
Some almost like some Walking
She's
Dead
learning.
shit,
yeah, so.
using the infected to kill
know,
other
learn your
enemies, like other humans and shit. So that's
So
that's pretty
still-
cool.
so-
I mean,
I guess at this GameStop conference for The Last of Us, they didn't even get a lot. So I mean, just dude, the 24th is just gonna be a fucking crazy day for any of The Last of
Oh,
Us
dude.
fans, PlayStation
Yeah.
fans. It's
What
all-
day is that fall on, Robert? We'll be at work or something? We'll be at work?
probably
It's at 1
it's like
PM.
uh,
Yeah.
It's on a Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
I'm taking it off, dude. Calling in.
Calling in, fucking, I'm sick.
So that'd be cool. So was that in like a cutscene or was that actually gameplay? Like you can actually use that as a mechanic?
Gameplay of it. It was a gameplay, so I
That's
guess that's
crazy.
like, you know, yeah, so it sounds like it's going to be really fucking intense. So just like the first one, you know, obviously there's just sometimes where, like, you know, towards the end of The Last of Us 1, you know, there's just people fucking everywhere, and you really got to utilize everything you have, 2x4s, bricks, glass bottles, fucking flamethrower, machine gun, everything. You just got to use it all right there at the end. So I'm assuming there's going to have the same type of mechanic right there in the fucking game, probably midway through instead of towards the end, where you're just fucking going all out to stay alive. So.
Yeah, it definitely adds another layer of, like, strategizing and shit. And I wonder, given that, if they could incorporate that into some type of multiplayer mode.
Like clickers versus fucking clickers versus fucking humans.
Say you have the factions and you're like supply raid. You have your team going against the other team. Maybe something happens, clickers start coming through, and like you have to fucking be quiet or something. First person to take a shot. Guess what? You got clickers coming at them because you made noise.
And you want to take the shot because you obviously want to kill the other team.
So,
but obviously you run that risk of
makes you want to fist fight.
Dude, that would bring fist fighting to a whole nother level. Yeah. You'd have to fist fight. You'd have to use your shivs. You'd have to use.
They'd beef up the motherfucking brawler perk and shit.
Yeah.
So that'd be kind of dope, you know. To like, you know, obviously you don't want to alert people and you don't want to run, so you sneak around and just get into a fist fight.
So two things. What I'm hearing right now is Austin. We don't say Homeboy's name. Homeboys are inside. Just blurt out that name.
Don't give.
All right, yeah, Robert, can you do that for me?
Second thing is.
I don't know. I think the GameStop, out of all the GameStop managers, I think the name is gonna stick out there.
Going off the multiplayer thing, do you think it could be almost like, hear me out, like Call of Duty, where you can like call in airstrikes if you get so many kills? Maybe if you get so many kills, you can release. You can like release the clicker
release
horn.
A predator missile.
Maybe not that direct.
Just drops a plane of clickers on somebody.
No, I mean, no, like maybe like you get access to like opening a shipping container that just has like just hordes in
infected
it. You know what
in
I mean? Like something stupid or crazy like that. You know what I mean? Just to beef up a game mode. Maybe it's not even, you know, all the game modes like that. Just a game mode is like
a certain particular
game
mode.
So instead of giving us one game mode, supply raid, and what's the other one? Supply raid and what else?
Survivors.
Interrogations or some bullshit, yeah. So like, what if they do now? Like, okay, so Aaron, you play Clash Royale, so this makes more sense to you when you have that Clash Battle where you have like one end has like a fucking area that they need to protect, and if they get too close, like they fucking open it or something like that, and then the other end's the same way. So like, you have to push and like get to the other end and fucking like open their fucking door and escape or something like that, or like an escape mode. Because like Resident Evil's making an escape mode type game. Fucking, you've got Dead by Daylight, fucking all that shit. These escape game modes that are coming out. Is there any? You think The Last of Us will kind of go with that fucking cliche of games?
I don't think. I think the idea is cool, but if you're saying go off of that idea or basis, like Robert said, with them being very, you know, coming up with their own ideas, I don't think they'll copy.
Yeah, I feel like they could definitely incorporate Infected in some type of online multiplayer game mode. I just don't know how they would do it or how they would go about it. Whether that's just like you versus just hordes of fucking Infected, or you can even incorporate into a PvP fucking mode that has Infected along with it. It would be cool.
Super intense because you'd be not only using your ammo on the players, but on your Infected too, man.
Right.
So you have to be crazy.
Do you think we'll get new guns? Do you think any of the new old guns will stick around, like the Frontier rifle? Do you think we'll get like crossbows back and they'll be different, or like do you think we'll get new guns or old guns and new guns, or just old guns?
We'll probably get some new guns in there. There probably will be purchables, you know, because there's always that fucking one guy who wants to pull that gay ass shit out. But you know, I'm not gonna be using them. You know, I'll probably try them out and shit, but I'm not gonna be using that shit all the time.
It's like a purchasable fucking heat seeker missile launcher, dude.
Oh, dude.
Purchasable clicker, dude.
I was gonna say. I'm
hoping we get new guns, man.
I was gonna go off the idea of maybe you. Kind of like what you guys were saying about like protecting like a base or something. Like instead of like this team versus this team or this player versus this player, like you're squatting up and you're fighting Infected and defending your area or whatever and your resources.
Kind of reminds me of Horde mode with Gears of War.
Kind of like a castle defense type thing or something like a.
Yeah,
Like a
like
Turn them
survival
off and
mode.
shit.
like you have like a little like a warehouse that you guys are shacked up in, and you got to keep infected from coming in or
Kind of
something.
like one of those last
Yeah.
missions as you're as Ellie at the end, and you're like in that snow level, and you're like
Yeah.
in that house with that guy, and you guys they're like just running from the fucking bridge and windows, and you're just
Yeah.
trying to stay alive. Yeah,
Yeah, bro. Me and Robert just saw a video yesterday or the day before that part where you're fucking Ellie and he shoots. The dude shoots the bloater with a. What did you shoot him with? A hunting rifle in the leg and it kills him in like one shot or some shit.
Yeah, he
It's
shot
fucking
him
insane.
as he was falling, jumping down, and it killed him in one shot. It's like a little
Damn.
cheat. I
Max
was like,
upgraded
I was tripping
snipper
on it.
rifle.
But yeah, so I kind of want to go back to the whole second trailer it showed with the woman and like the whole different scenery and all that shit.
Yeah.
So basically, it's rumored that it's probably going to be Ellie's mom. Who do you guys think it is, and where do you think it ties into?
Like I said,
So,
I do think that it is Ellie's mom. I think it's going to create this backstory so we can understand, not only because if you make it her mom, if she's pregnant or she's about to get pregnant, or it's a story of her getting pregnant, I think that'll have something to do with the mom getting infected and then giving birth, and that's how she, or some like that's how she's immune to it or some shit like that. But also, if you push that storyline back so far, then you get to see how it all started. Maybe it was like, maybe it did start in the fucking, like, what'd you say it was, the infections based off of
Fungus.
like how ants like would like eat other ants or some shit like that, but it can't affect humans because like
Yeah,
humans
it's a fungus that
have
grows
bigger
on
brains and shit
insects'
like that.
brains.
Maybe that's what it goes back to, is based on the area where it looked like it was all wooded area, kind of looked like Middle Eastern or some crazy shit. Maybe it can push back to an origin story of not only Ellie, but of the actual infection itself.
They said that place where the lady was, it takes place
Yeah.
in a certain area of a city because you see highway signs. I can't remember what
Oh, okay.
state or whatever. But yeah, I get
Oh,
what you're
okay.
saying.
Never mind.
What do you think, Austin? And I'll go to Jake after you.
I want it to be Ellie's mom. I don't know what I think. I'm stuck on that. It's just, you see, this pregnant woman. Well, it's kind of strange because, you see this girl getting hung from a fucking tree by, just a couple fucking dudes, and like, you're like, damn, like this bitch about to get hung. And then like, they're like starting to fuck with her stomach. It's like, okay, obviously she's fucking pregnant. And who's like one of the youngest people in the fucking game she's playing as? That's fucking Ellie. So I think that's what's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Ellie's mom. If it's not Ellie's mom, we fucking just saw a stranger about got her fucking gut stabbed open for a
Yeah.
fucking baby. So, I think the most logical thing is gonna be Ellie's mom. I'm used. They could fucking twist it and fucking do some other crazy shit, and it's fucking Joel's ex-wife or something because she died or something.
Fucking older sister, bro.
Yeah, so it could be a lot of different shit, and like I said, it's obviously in the past because they called them demons versus clickers or infected or anything like that. They said demons, so I think it's in the past. It's before Ellie's the youngest player we know, or youngest like character we know of. So I think it's just more logical to think of it as that, as the fucking Ellie's mom. So I just think that's logical, and I think that's what it's gonna be.
Okay. What about you, Jake?
I think it's gonna be Ellie's mom, and I think that's Ellie in her side of her belly right there. So, and that's the only thing I could go back on. If they're going back to how it all started and shit, and I think since Ellie being the main character of Last of Us Part 2, and I think they're gonna give more insight about her mom and shit, since it's gonna be mainly about her and stuff. So yeah, I think it is Ellie's mom.
Okay.
I think they're gonna show how she was born, and like Austin or Aaron was saying earlier about maybe it'll give us more intel how she's immune to the infected and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it takes place in some other city. I just don't know exactly when. And they said like the reason why they call them demons, I don't know if it's because of like it being like the start of the apocalypse or whatever. They don't know. They don't have labels on them. They also said like it's because like that certain group is like a cult or some shit, like a religious cult.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
like so I don't know. I mean, it's all speculation, but yeah, the obvious thing it points to is like being related to. It's definitely not just some random fucking chick you're playing as. I mean, there are like those two Asian kids for some reason. I don't know what the hell that ties into. But yeah, it's definitely not just some random person. It's definitely going to tie into either Joel or Ellie, and it's mostly likely going to be Ellie because she's the main character now.
right.
And they probably, aren't sharing too much on that, but they did. It's weird that they showed that. Like, they really didn't have to show that to promote The Last of Us Part 2, and they did that for a reason. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
so there's definitely gonna be more to it. I feel like this story is gonna be like super in depth, and like you said, probably could go back to the start of it all, and it would be very interesting to see the start of the cordyceps outbreak and shit.
Right.
I think there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, because it would be interesting to see that how Ellie is immune to it, bro. Because you don't actually know. I mean, they tell you that it grows on her brain a certain way. That's why she's immune to it. But I think they should go more into that, because that'd be,
Yeah.
you know.
Definitely explain more on why the hell she's like the only person that's immune.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Yeah. So
I think there's a lot that we could talk about with
Yeah.
this, because like there's a lot. Like one of the first trailers we saw, I think, was at E3, where we see the whole like ball thing. Like, what is that? Like, because it kind of makes it look like there's a civilization out there that's normalized, and it
Yeah.
doesn't look like, you know, anything crazy. And then you see homegirl kissing other homegirl. So I'm wondering if that's like a shit goes down after that, or shit's already gone down and they found civilization. Because at the end of the first one, that's what they're doing, is going back to find Tommy or whoever or whatever. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's just a lot we could go off, and it just kind of depends on how long this freaking video is going to be. But in reality, there's a lot we could talk about, going off of Factions multiplayer, or the storyline itself, prequel or sequel. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
crazy.
My next thing I was wanting to get to is like, what kind of like main plot points or like main things you want to see in the game to happen, or do you expect to happen? Like, clearly one of them would be, a lot of people speculated that Joel might be dead or might end up dying. Like, what do you expect?
I think that that's something that could easily happen, because, not easily, but I think that's something that's going to happen because, like I said, the way the first one starting out hot with someone dying and it meaning something, and it kind of got you invested. I think that this one will have to start or end the same way. And I think that the easiest way to do that is to throw Joel under that bus.
Yeah. So do you think it'll start off with Joel being killed, or?
That'd be fucking wild, first of all, but it could happen.
Yeah, shit.
Something I think is just for sure gonna happen, or something I guess I really want to happen, is just change in like I want to see more like it's gonna sound real fucking stupid, like how in the first one there's like different weather types, like during the day you fucking fight, during the night you fight in the fucking rain, like in the snow. Yeah, so I want that again. I want fucking seasons again. I want that. That was so, it just gave you that feel of like time, you know, that you're putting time into this game, and it just felt so like involved. So I want them to bring seasons back. I really like that, and I really want that to come back.
Yeah. What about you, Jake?
I definitely, about the whole Joel dying thing, I think maybe they'll kind of gradually, in my opinion, might gradually build into him dying. Like, I don't think they'll kill him off at the beginning. I think something might happen during the game, you know?
Yeah.
During the game where he probably died, but hopefully, I hope he stays alive, because I want to be able to play as him, you know? I want to play as Joel. Like, Ellie's cool and all, but Joel's where it's at, bro. That's
Ellie,
what I want, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it'd definitely be cool to play as Joel again. Like they said, Ellie's the main character, but they never confirmed or denied you'll actually play as Joel. Because, like you said, they showed shit or said shit about Joel. And
Right.
to be able to play as him in this one, I'd like to see how he's, like, evolved or changed and grown.
Right.
Well, how long is this? Is this in real time? Like, is it going to be 6 years later in the game?
Yes.
Okay.
And you have to think about it.
Well,
Joel's only probably what, like 50 maybe? Like, it's not crazy old.
Yeah.
People
He's not going to be fucking walking with a crutch and shit. In a wheelchair.
I
Not
think-
like that, but like
With
No.
Jake,
like,
I think with Jake
I was like, what the fuck,
Austin
dude?
is
Saw
for Joel
Joel
to
in a
land on
wheelchair.
another road spike and to go around popping kneecaps off and shooting people in the face. I think that's what they want.
Yeah, because Joel's... I was going to say Joel's more of the aggressive type. I don't know. I mean, Ellie might kind of fall into that as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, my next question is, we kind of touched on it a little bit. What mechanics would you want to stay in The Last of Us Part 2 that they had in the first one? Certain gameplay mechanics, story mechanics, whatever you want to go into.
Shit, they need to fix. I mean, what?
We'll get in that later, for
I
sure.
wanna.
For sure.
I wanna
Mainly,
be able to.
Go ahead.
I want to be able to like prone, like lay down and shit.
Yeah, because they
Prone,
showed
like, prone position.
yeah, they showed Ellie doing that in one of the trailers, in the gameplay
Right.
trailer.
And I definitely wanted them to put it in multiplayer, and I want to make it to where you could take, like you said in what is it, Breakpoint, where you can like take the grass around you and mow it around you and like rub it on you and shit. They should do that in Last of Us too. I think that'd be cool.
Camouflage yourself.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, I want when you're at a 2-foot wall. All right, when you're at a 2-foot wall, all right, and it's in the middle of the fucking map, and I lean against that bitch, you know, so I can not show my fucking head, obviously, and I'm like, you know, kind of using my camera to see what's going on. When someone comes up to the same cover as me, but on the opposite fucking side, I should be able to grab them the fuck up, pull them over my fucking cover to my side. If I do the mechanic first, maybe they do it too. But I'd say I can pull them over to my side and just start a fist fight right fucking there in the middle of the fucking game.
Just snatch them up by their fucking head.
Yeah.
I hate
cool.
that shit when people be on the other side of the wall as me, and I'm like, oh, now we gotta figure out who's gonna move first, and can I get my shot fucking closer
That
to
would
his
be
head, or I
cool,
fucking
bro.
shoot right over his fucking head or some shit. Yeah.
That definitely tripped me out, bro. Be duck on the wall and all of a sudden some dude just grabs you, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Fucking pulls you over the side, and you're in a fucking fist fight, or you've got a machete, so you know you win that fucking battle because you fucking chopped his fucking head off.
Hey, yeah.
Fucking aggressive. I don't know. I just want more aggression. Like, there's a lot of ranged battles, but like when you came to close quarters, it was either really fast machete hacks or fucking a 2x4, or you know the 2x4 with the fucking scissor in it. And like, I just want more fist fighting. I think fist fighting was really good. I just think no one wanted to fucking use it because it wasn't practical in the game, you know?
Yeah.
So I think if they make it more, I want them to make that more practical, because obviously like ammo's just not. You're not gonna find it in a toolbox on a map all the time, you know. So, fist fighting, I just feel like they should make it more practical and usable.
Yeah. So that kind of goes into what you guys wanted to be added, which is fine. I'm trying to think of what I would want to be added. Like I like the idea of how you can go prone in the story. I hope they do add that in the multiplayer, because that definitely adds another layer to it. And if you can camouflage yourself, and maybe if they add that, maybe they'll add larger size maps. That's kind of what I would want. Like maps on a larger scale. Not too big, but...
That way snipers are more practical too?
Yeah. Because, I mean, like if you're on a small map and you just lay down somewhere, like eventually somebody's going to run into you. You know what I mean? And see you. Right. But like if it's a spread out map and you can like lay down, it's going to take someone longer to find you and figure out where you're coming from and where you're shooting from and stuff. So, yeah. What about stuff that you want to be removed or fixed from the first one going into this one?
Oh, fixed? Oh, I want to talk about fixed, man.
We're going to be on this one for a minute.
All right, we'll give Jake this time here. All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
First off, the first thing they need to fucking fix is the goddamn shooting through the wall shoulder swap. Look, I'm so pissed off, bro. I can't even say it. It's pissing me off talking about it. Shoulder swap shooting you through the wall bullshit, bro. Because now they got it to where you get shot through the wall anywhere now.
So
doesn't matter. You don't have to. You know what I mean? It's just like that
you
time
get shot through the wall, like with not the glitch, like you could just shoot through a fucking wall.
So does that happen still, or did they not patch it?
It happens still, bro. People still do it.
I figured they would have patched it, but they didn't. That's a shame.
Just like because Austin, look, bro, I was trying to revive Robert, dude, on I think it was Water Tower. Mm-hmm. And I got shot through the wall trying to revive him, bro, and he killed me, bro. I was like, this game, I fucking quit, bro. I was like, fuck this, man. I'm out of here, dude. It's fucking cheating, man.
Yeah, so if you never played The Last of Us Online multiplayer, it's great, but there's a lot of fucking glitches and exploits, so beware. So yeah, and I know another one is the fucking aim down glitch.
Oh, yep.
Oh, where you fucking guy, you'll be like walking, you aim, and you just fucking look dead ass at the ground.
Yeah, it's so bizarre, bro. Because like I've never seen that in a video game. And
I don't know what causes that. Is there a reason why that happens?
I'm thinking it's like when an enemy rushes you and they get so close to you, maybe. But then again, it happens when you're far away from somebody too. So I don't know what the hell causes it.
With like the auto aim a little bit, like aim snaps wrong or something.
Yeah,
bro.
the aim assist.
Yeah, because I straight up will be dead up about, like, I pull out my tactical shotgun and I just hit aim real quick, and he's, 2 feet in front of me, but he's also kind of running at me. So by the time I aim, he's like 1 foot in front of me. Dude, I'll dead ass look at my feet first.
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
like,
so
what?
weird.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
And they tried to. They said they patched it. Like, if you look in the patch notes on The Last of Us Remastered on the PS4, you'll see that it says fixed or worked on the aim down glitch or whatever. And like, I feel like it got worse after they did that, because they definitely did not patch it fully.
They have one mechanic they need to add is some GTA 5 type shit. They need to give you the option to fucking kill yourself in the middle of a game. So like when that whole team starts to rush you, you could just like fucking pull your pistol to your head and shoot yourself dead. Yeah,
suicide
just lost by suicide. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that'd be funny as fuck, dude. Just a whole team's rushing you.
Take the machete, bro, and just shove it in your own skull, man.
Just decapitate your fucking self.
Dude. Because you can do that in Grand Theft Auto 5, dude. People still play that game. You commit suicide. So, fucking put it in this game too, man. When fucking a whole team rushes you and your whole team got fucked, you join the game a little late. You ain't getting me, bitch.
That is one thing I do want for The Last of Us Part 2 and
Suicide?
For what Naughty Dog to do is patch their fucking game more often and actually update their shit more often, so shit's fixed and constantly worked on. And you know what I mean? Like, because Naughty Dog, at least for The Last of Us, the first one, they've only had a handful of patches and updates for that game since it's been out. And it's been 6 fucking years. And there's, like, so many glitches and exploits. And I think it's just because the game's just aged so well, they probably just stopped giving a fuck, which is a shame. And I just want them to give a fuck about The Last of Us Part 2, especially their online. Like, hey, if somebody starts shooting through a wall and people find out about it, and you guys know about it, and you're aware of it, make a patch and fix that shit, so the game isn't broken. And like, say
instead of fucking finding the exploits and shit, and then fucking spreading it out, making it where everybody uses the shit.
Right, where it's posted, somebody records it, posts it on YouTube or streams it, and then like it gets shared, and then now the whole community finds out about it, and everybody's doing it because you have to fight fire with fire now, and now the game's damn near fucking broken, and it's like almost impossible to find a legit lobby. I don't want that to happen to Last of Us Part 2. Like, the best way to do that is just to prevent the shit from even happening in the first place. Like, say that's what day one patches are for, and that's why people have betas and shit for games. Like, say we start playing Last of Us Part 2 when it comes out or releases, right? We're playing online. We fucking, God forbid, aim down glitch happens. I make a post about it or record it or I tweet about it. Hopefully Naughty Dog like sees it and they make an update and they patch the shit and they're on that shit. That's what I hope for. Because I know Naughty Dog has a record for not staying on top of their shit when it comes to updates and patches. At least for their
that would be
online.
nuts, bro. Good on Part 2, bro. You get that aim down glitch. Oh, here we go again. This shit.
God forbid.
Yeah, they're using like the same engine and stuff, right?
I don't know. I think it's the engine that they use for Uncharted 4. So it might be a different engine.
Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna work. Because I don't want the game to be too fucking different, Because I really like the first one so much.
It'll probably have a very different feel for it. I mean, the UI and stuff's pretty much the same. The menus and stuff. They changed it a little bit. They cleaned it up and stuff, but it'll probably have a different feel for it, and probably have to get used to it at first. What kind of guns do you think they would add in that?
That's what I'm saying, dude. They gave us so many different types of shotguns and other things, and like there's almost no guns to add. Like, I do think they need to give us more like pistol options. Like they give us the revolver, the 9mm, and like a Desert Eagle, and that was like it. So I feel like maybe they give us another, pistol option. Oh, they have the shorty in there too. So yeah, I don't know. They gave us a lot of guns, so like I think they'll keep a lot of them. But I don't even know what they could even fucking add, to be honest. Like, they didn't have. Did they have a double barrel shotgun? They didn't have a double barrel shotgun, did they?
They did in the multiplayer. So that's my actual question. Like, they had more guns in the multiplayer than in the main game. So my question is, like, for the main game, what kind of guns would you actually want to see?
Oh, for the main game, for like the campaign.
Yeah.
I want to use the bow a lot. Like, we didn't get the bow until like the end with Ellie, I think, right?
You got the bow with Joel at the start
Joel
as
too?
well. Yeah.
I don't know. I really want a crossbow in the main game because the firing it's going to be more intense. So I just feel like being able to get the crossbow in the campaign will be really good, to be honest. So, but at the same time, is that practical? But at the same time, it is like it's from the farther in the future from the last one. So crossbows might seem a little more practical. So.
Yeah, this kind of falls into the weapon ordeal. Now, when they did the new game plus for The Last of Us, you could start new game with like your skills and your gun. You don't get your guns though. That's why I didn't get. You get them, but when you get them normally, and they're all the way upgraded, but they need to make it to where you have them at the very beginning of the game. Like have all your weapons right at the beginning at your disposal. You know what I mean? Instead of having to go through and get them again through the story.
Oh yeah, because when you start a new game, you get all of your abilities and all that upgrades.
Right.
But you have to go through the story and pick up the guns where you normally get them throughout the story. Like you don't start the game with all the weapons. You want in Last of Us Part 2, if you start a new game plus, you want to have all the weapons from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be better. I mean, because
it was really hard to start a new game because then you're like,
you
don't
get
the man, what really helped me right here? The fucking tack shotgun.
Yeah, because you don't get the shorty until kind of near the end. It would be cool to have start if I was playing Last of Us the first one, start a new game with the fucking shorty at the beginning. That'd be dope. But that's out of the question. It's impossible. So yeah, I mean. Because it does kind of, you get the guns throughout the story, but once you start a new game plus, it doesn't really make sense to wait until a certain point to get a specific gun. Like, they should make it to where you have all your shit. If it's new game plus, that's what new game plus, Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hope they do that. So, I guess we'll end this with one last question. When do you think The Last of Us 2 release date will be?
Damn, dude. Let's do exact dates. Let's do exact dates. Fuck it, dude. We'll see who gets closest. We'll come back and look back on it. March 27th.
March 27th.
Early.
2020.
That's my date.
First quarter?
2020. I think so. I think they'll go early with it, and I think they'll compete with every game throughout the year, and I think they'll win Game of the Year. I think they'll fucking kill it.
Bold statements from Austin here. All right, what about you, Jake? When do you think The Last of Us 2 will release?
I agree with Austin. I think it's going to be. I think it'll be sometime in March. I'm not sure what day, but I think it'll probably be in the whole March month. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Early, man. I'm telling you.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna flip it on you. It hasn't even been confirmed if it's going to come out in 2020. So.
I don't think they would even release any information to us if it wasn't even close to coming out.
Yeah.
Though.
Here's the thing. They've showed a couple trailers, but they have not shown a lot at all about this game.
Which is wild.
And I think they're being low-key on this shit on purpose. Like I said, not even mentioning multiplayer at all. Barely showing anything. One of their trailers has something to do with the game, but not really. Because it's like, who is this character? Who is this? Where is this at? You don't fucking know. It's like threw us all off. And it's like, I'm just curious
doing a good job of throwing us off.
Yeah. I'm just curious when exactly, because the media event for this, to my knowledge, I don't think there's ever been a media event on this scale of any particular game. This is a thing just for one particular game. And it's fucking wild. Right. So this is going to be big, bro. September 24th, mark your fucking calendars and watch this shit. Dude.
I'm gonna be in front of my fucking monitor, bro, just spanking my shit.
That release date pops up on screen, I'm busting a fat load in my pants, dude.
Damn, I'm gonna freak out, dude. I'm thinking if it's not March, I think they'll do early as February because I don't know. I think it's gonna be early. I think it's gonna be early next year.
They had that interview with Amy Johnson or whatever the hell her name is.
She looked like she was when they asked her about the release date. Didn't she look like she was getting ready to say?
She said Fed, and then it cut off. She was hitting that saying February, but I don't know. They said that it's kind of been dismissed, but I don't know. It could be just them throwing us off. It could be February.
Right.
Imagine that, man. They've been holding out on us, and they just dropped this big ass media event bomb on us, bro. And they release date early next year.
Release date. Everybody's
That'd be
crazy. You think they'll give anything else to us besides The Last of Us?
Well, yeah, I'm sure there'll be
Like-
like a little bit of other stuff. I don't know. Maybe like they'll have the state of play and they'll show a bunch of random shit like they did the other ones, and then they'll be like, "Stay tuned for the fucking Last of Us media event." They'll probably show that last because that's what everybody's really wanting to fucking watch. And
Right.
they could not give a release date, but I think they fucking will. I think they're obligated to because, like I said, it's a media event and
must.
they're showing. I think this is gonna be the bombshell. Like, yeah,
Now this ain't no private thing or nothing like that. It's not
No.
gonna be. Okay.
No, it's gonna be public.
yeah,
It's gonna be streaming live.
yep.
So
Yeah.
it'll be.
I mean,
It's
if
gonna
I
be
was to
good,
guess,
man.
if I was to guess the release date, fuck, can't even talk. Goddamn, getting excited. I obviously the earlier the better. The sooner we'll get the game, the better. But I do want them to take their time on it. So, I just don't want it to come out so late in the year. I'd say.
Well,
Tired of waiting.
I'd say between probably like you said March, either from March in between March and May maybe springtime.
Yeah.
That's what I hope for. It could not even come out until next fucking fall. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, what if they give us a release date like fall of 2020 instead of
they
giving us a
could.
date or something like that,
They
or like
could.
spring of 2020? And I'm like, fuck.
I want
Like,
yeah
why
I do
bet they
want
some shit
a,
like that. They won't give us a fucking date. They'll just be
specific
like
date.
fall 2020.
I think
Yeah,
they
I want
Yeah,
a
that's
should.
what they did with the fucking whole Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC, bro. Winter.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
That's
What
a very
month?
yeah. It's a
What
very
month, dude?
vague statement. I think since they've been holding off so much, and they've just been getting people anticipated with like, oh, rumor news here, rumor news there. Last of Us fucking media event. Guess what? We're dropping everything on you guys, and y'all are gonna fucking nut everywhere. They're gonna show a badass
fucking
trailer. It's probably gonna be a
am.
badass trailer, and they're gonna show a little bit of gameplay, and then they might show some multiplayer and
dash
like
of
talk about
multiplayer.
it and like have like a little tutorial of it or something. Somebody narrating over it.
You can
and
now
then-
do this.
And then it all recaps, and then boom, release date, fucking March something.
March
2020.
27th or whatever the fuck I said.
Yeah.
March 27th, 2020. It's gonna be the date, man. I'm telling you.
I
If I
think
guess
that's
the date.
how it's gonna go.
Yeah, it probably will be near the end of March. I feel like they like to release games near like end of the months a lot.
Yeah,
A lot of games like to be released on Fridays too. A lot of games will be released on Friday.
yeah.
All right, dude. Let's fucking end this shit, and then we'll fucking
Yeah.
hear back on the 24th, dude.
All right,
All right.
that's it for the Last of Us Part 2 episode. Thank you all for watching the Bang Zone podcast. I'm gonna go
Hit
jack
you with
off.
another one. To,
I mean, what?
I think we're doing another episode Saturday, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah, if you guys want to,
Thankfully.
we'll do another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
got it.
All right.
All right, dude.
Oh fuck
Peace out,
yeah.
everybody.